Is Julio Jones active? No. Is Julio Jones going to play this week? No. Is Julio Jones hurt? Yes. Is Julio Jones injury prone? Yes. All right, here's some news that should really shake up fantasy football players. Julio Jones out. Julio Jones he's not just hurt, he's injured. That hamstring injury is going to keep Julio Jones out against the Colts this weekend on Halloween, October 31st, 2021. And this should bring just a touch more misery to Julio Jones owners in fantasy football. Because let's be honest, so far the guy hasn't delivered. He had one breakout game. We can take a look at the stats here. Since going to Tennessee this year, I feel like he either misses the Falcons or misses Matt Ryan just a little bit. But doesn't even get double-digit targets in the 5 games he has played. Not a whole lot going on. Not typical Julio Jones type numbers here. Had that big game against Seattle, but no touchdowns. And now that hammy, he's out, and he's out again. I'm not sure Quintorris Lopez-Jones, a.k.a. Julio Jones, is a guy you keep and pay big money for in fantasy football anymore. I do not know. Or do you believe is he that much of a decoy with the Titans that's why his numbers don't look good? That's why he doesn't have any touchdowns? Rolling into week 8 of the NFL season? Missing more time? Are you a Julio Jones fan? Could you care less? Do you have inside information? I don't. I'm not a Tennessee Titans homer. I just know a big name when I see one. But the trajectory of Julio Jones' career, I mean, it seems like it's going down. You know, that arrow is pointing down. But he's out. Julio Jones out. Julio Jones is injured. It's going to be a hamstring injury. We're over here on Bleacher Report. They talk about how Julio Jones was Tennessee's big offseason acquisition when he was traded from the Falcons. 7-time Pro Bowler. And he's been in the league, since 2011, so we're a decade plus. He averaged, over 10 seasons in Atlanta, he averaged almost 1,300 yards and 6 touchdowns each season. He is not anywhere. He can't even sniff those numbers this year, even with an extra game. But then again, yeah, he's injured, but still, something is going on. And even though Tennessee looks like a contender this year, they really do. And that could all change with one injury in the backfield. We know this. It seems like it's possible the Titans got the short end of the stick. And the rumors may have been true that Julio Jones is just not who he used to be. The wheels do fall off on these players, you know. It does happen. Have the wheels fallen off for Julio Jones? Could it be as simple as that? He's 32 years old. That can still be prime years if you are one of the greatest of the great. I don't think Julio Jones is that, but he was great when he was great. Anyway, it's got to be a bummer for a lot of you. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. What's your value on Jones? You know, fantasy football players, this is kind of what I'm targeting. You know, from a 1 to 10, who do you pay? When do you pick him? You know, Julio Jones was an 8 or a 9 for years. This year, I had my doubts on him. I'd give him a 6. Things stay this way going into next year. The guy's he's like a 5 out of 10. If that kind of, at that point, want to hedge your bets on an unknown having a breakout. But share your opinions, your thoughts. Ryan for Silly Reviews. We're talking football. Thanks for watching. Ryan here.
Silly Reviews. Silly Reviews.